Sri Ishopanishad, Mantra 17. Vayuranilam Amritam, Adedam Bashmantam Shariram, Om Kritosmara Kritam Smara, Kritosmara Kritam Smara. Translation: let this temporary body be burned to ashes, and let the air of life be merged with the totality of air. Now, O my Lord, please remember all my sacrifices, and because you are the ultimate beneficiary, please remember all that I have done for you. This is a different kind of prayer, right? Ishopanishad last prayer means last two verses. The devotee is praying to the Lord that to remove the effulgence which is in between the devotee and the Lord, right? Last verse was like that. In this verse, the same devotee is saying that, oh Lord, please remember whatever I have done. Let the body go into air, let it burn to ashes, no problem, but please remember what I have done to you. Yeah. So here Prabhupada is writing that one day, today or tomorrow, we have to leave this material body. So the material body will definitely go off. So, but what will happen after that? What will happen when we leave the body? If we are not perfected in devotional life, then we have to come again, take another body. If somebody is perfected, like if somebody is a 100% devotee, then he will reach the spiritual world. In spiritual world, he will get a body which will not go under birth, death, disease, and old age. Okay, so it is clearly stated. See, from this verse we can understand that the material body is going to go. It is going to just it'll merge into the uh, panchabhutas. Like, this is made of 5 elements, right? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. So it will definitely get into those. This will undergo changes, and this is temporary. That much we have to understand. That's why the devotee is praying, let the body merge with the air, but burn to ashes. But please remember all that I have done to you. There is no, Prabhupada is writing, there is no need to tell the Lord that to remember. But this is, what do you say, bhava. It is a feeling of a devotee that, he is begging, he is requesting the Lord. So Prabhupada is step by step stating how a living entity become a human being, and how the living entity jiva can go out of this struggle in this material world. The purport is full of explanation about various things in this material world, and how we can go back home, back to Godhead. This is what Prabhupada is explaining in this. So we will discuss one by one. So we have to stop this cycle. Prabhupada is saying that we have to how we came to the human form of life, that after taking so many lifetimes, there are 84 lakhs of species, living entities in this material world. 84. So beginning from worm, maybe we can say beginning from the one-celled amoeba, then up to human standard, the jiva has to take many life, many species. It has to go undergo all these things. So according to their desire, the body is given to first from to come to human life. We need to cross all the 84 lakh species. Then when you are in the human form of life, after animal life, after completing animal life, first is worm, then aquatics, then birds, then animals, and then come this human form of life. The human form of life, if you act properly, then you may go back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise, you have to come down maybe, or go up in demigod life, like that. In human form of life also, we have higher and lower births. So one has to rotate here and here only. going up or down. So here Prabhupada is writing that according to one's desire, according to one's karmic actions, we do good actions and we do bad actions. If we do good, then we may be elevated to heavenly planets. If we do bad, we may be degraded to hellish planets. But these things determine, like, if some jiva, if Prabhupada is explaining, giving an example, that if some jiva wants to eat stool, then God arranges such a body, because human form of life is for higher thing. Only animals can become like that. So he gives a body that, okay, enjoy stool, become a hog. Hog doesn't feel like that. Oh, what I am doing. But human being, they are not for that. Again, if some jiva wants to enjoy meat, then the body should be made for that, right? For example, take a lion. The lion should have claws and the sharp teeth and short digestive tract. See, meat cannot stay in the tract for a long time, so it has short digestive tract. But for vegetarians, the digestive tract is very long. So different kind of body is given for different things according to their karmic reactions. So one may gradually come up to human form of life. If you don't utilize, then we may have to go back again, degrade ourselves down. So one should be very careful. This lifetime is given to us, it is very precious. So we should not waste even a fraction of second. So, so Prabhupada is saying that each and all this human being, we have double functions. One, we have to work for this body. Another is we have to work towards self-realization. That we should focus more and more. See, okay, the body is somehow or other maintained. We should not too much worry about this body. But generally, what happens? Generally, people worried about status, economics, living standard. So Prabhupada here he writes that also. You see, okay, for some limit, to some limit, it is important. Yeah, we have to maintain this body. Through this body only, we have to do devotional service. So maintaining the body is okay, but that is not all in all. That we have to see, there should be a one point, at one point we should give more importance to devotional service. There should be a balance in the beginning. Okay, but then this should increase and devotional service decrease. We work for maintaining the material body should decrease, and we work for attaining the self realization should increase. That should happen in one's life. So in that way, Prabhupada is explaining that we have to do devotional service in the beginning simultaneously. Later, we have to increase more and more our time in spending for our self-realization. That's what it is in Vedic literatures. In the Varnashrama Dharma, it is clearly explained. The Vedic society was there like that only. Like in the beginning of one's life, one remains as a brahmachari up to 25 years, and after that he enters into grahastha life. Then afterwards, after completing the grahastha life around 50 years, he enters into vanaprastha life. Then after that, he becomes a sannyasi and fully dedicate his life for self realization. So this should be, the varnashram should be established in our life. But now it is modern life. So yeah, according to modern life, what we can do, but as much as possible, best use of bad bargain, we should take use of the sankirtana movement and do our devotional service. But see that at the end of our life we dedicate completely. That much we have to be very careful, because at the end of life, till last minute, if we are working towards our business, our family affairs, our this and that and attachment, what will happen? Whatever you think of anything at the time of death, that you become the next. That's what Prabhupada is quoting. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajati ante kalevaram. Tam tam yevaiti kaunteya sada sada tad bhava bhavita. Whatever you think of, uh, whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. So throughout his life, he was thinking about his whatever he wants to become a big politician, or some they attain their goal also, become a politician or become a great leader. Then till the till the death comes, they are sticking to their chair. No, I don't want to go. Then the Yamatudas come and grab him and then take him away. That should not be the act. You see in Srimad Bhagavatam, all the Raja Rishis, what do? Right time comes, then he hand over everything to the children or sons, qualified son. Then they retire to Vanaprastha life to the forest. So they were very clear. But you see now, we are not able to give up any attachment, especially if you see ladies, they don't want to give up the kitchen attachment, right? But this class, we are devotees. We should determine that once we become mother-in-law, then timely we have to hand over the in charge to the daughter-in-law happily, and then we should focus more on our own bhajan, and if possible preaching. We should focus more on bhajan, right? That is what we should learn. No, detaching means what? Detaching from everything what we are doing now to maintain our body. Then one point should come where there we should be able to leave everything, because otherwise Yamatudas will grab us to leave. Whether you like or not, we have to leave this. We have to leave this. So even attachment with our own children, see, we should love them. We should be dutiful. We should nurture them. We should help them to grow both spiritually and materially. But at one point, we should detach also. We should not interfere each and every affairs, and we should not be too much attached to them. So at one point, we should gradually detach ourselves. So one incident happened in my life, that before admitting my son in the Gurukul, I contacted many senior Matajis who left their children, sons in the Gurukul. So I asked one Mataji that, how she was also having only one son. And I asked her, Mataji, how is it possible for you to be separated from your son at an early age? Like the son, when we admit our son, he was 9 years. So she also at the same age, she left her son in the Gurukul. I asked her how was it possible. She says ultimately anyway, when mother-in-law, daughter-in-law comes, we have to hand over the son to the daughter-in-law. That time the separation will be too much. Now itself we can do that and train ourselves. Jokingly, she told me that. So that in that way, see, we have to understand life, and at one point we need to get detached from all these things and attach more. Now itself we have to start attaching ourselves to the Lord. But when one point comes, then we have to detach ourselves from material life also and other attachments also, according to our capacity. According to our capacity, we should leave all these things. Otherwise, at the end of our life, Prabhupada is writing here, at the end of one's life, there is no chance that one can pray like this. What happens till their end of life? They are balancing, solving the problems of the life, this and that and this, like that. The life will go like that only. Entire life is busy in managing so many things and longing for so many things. So life will be like that. Then there will not be any chance for us to pray like this. The devotee is praying. You see, I have come to the end of my life. Please, Lord, remember. So in one lecture, one devotee, one senior devotee, same Ishopanishad lecture, he told, if you have not done anything in your life, how you can pray like this? This is not possible for you to pray. If you have not done anything, you never chanted, you never did any service, then how you can pray like this? No, this is the question the senior devotees are asking. So we should have some qualification to pray like this also. Unless you have done something, you cannot pray like this. So to pray like this, we need to be a devotee throughout our life as much as possible, along with our material life, along with our maintenance of this body. We need to perform devotional service. So, but Prabhupada is giving, at the next step, Prabhupada is giving the importance of taking the bhakti yoga is always safe. Taking the path of devotional service is very good. Some mistakes may be there in the part of a devotee because everybody cannot become perfect. But in the path of devotional service, some mistakes may happen. But that's all right because the path is clear, the path is good, the path in which you are there, that is perfect. So we cannot criticize any devotee who may fall down in between. So that's why Prabhupada is quoting this episode, se duracharo, bachate mam ananya bhak, sadureva cha mantavya, samyak vivastito hi saha. See, even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. So the Bhakti Yoga path is a very safe path. One may not be very perfect devotee in the beginning or in his path also. He is trying, every day he is trying, every moment he is trying. So he may have some faults or he may have some mistakes. For that, we cannot criticize him. The path he has chosen, the path in which he is strongly there, then that will take him there. See, that's why it is said that if you say that I surrender to the Lord, even once. So Lord Ram in Ramayana is stating that even if somebody comes and tells me even once that I surrender to you, then I take care of him. So the devotion, this is the glory, this is the best part of devotional life in its bhakti yoga, that once also you make a vow, you make a determination that somehow or other in this very lifetime I will try. This determination should be there in each and every devotee who is serious about your life. Then when that determination is there and you are already connected into Guru Parampara by taking initiation, then some ups and downs may happen, but Krishna will take you, Lord will, the Guru Parampara, your spiritual master and Acharya will push you. So there is some hope. That's what it is said, that you may be, there is no necessary that you should take your birth in a higher class or a man like that. Anybody can take up devotional service. Again, Krishna is saying, Mam hi partha vipashritya ye api suya papa yonaya shriyo vaishyas tata shudras te api yanti param gatim. If you are a human being, you can take up devotional service. In simple words, you may be a woman, you may be a low born, you may be a shudra, or whatever you may be. There is no discrimination. If you are a human being, you must do devotional service. That is the essence. The four regulative principles and chanting the holy name is compulsory for all human beings. If you are a human being, you need to do devotional service. That's why the higher intelligence is given to you. It is, we cannot say some excuses. No, I don't know. I was not aware. Nothing like that. If you are a human being, you should have the intelligence, use the intelligence to identify, ask these questions. Who am I? Who is God? Why I am suffering here? What is this the life real, or what is the ultimate goal? These things any intelligent human being should ask. And there is, if you are born in a low family or any kind of family, no problem. but the bhakti is open for all. So by doing that, Krishna says that, directly says, very important verse, manmana bhav mad bhakto madhyajimam namaskuru mam ye vaishasi yuktaivam atmanam mad parayanah. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances unto me, worship me, being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. So that throughout our life we should design in such a way that our goal is this. We may attain so many intermediate goals, some economic goal, some achievements goals. All these things are should be towards that main goal. Our main goal should be going back home, back to Godhead, and always we should follow the regulative principles. Always our mind should, at least in one day, you should think about Krishna 10, 15 times. Okay, how I can chant the holy name, how I can serve him, how I can glorify him, how I can serve my spiritual master. These things should be there more and more in your mind, more and more in our mind. Then we should come with the actions towards that. Then in due course of time, we will slowly, 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 gradually grow, advance more and more. So we should be better than when we compare to yesterday, and we should be better tomorrow when we compare today's our devotional life. So it should be like this: like today I will take one step forward, maybe one mantra extra, one prayer extra, one service extra. So like that you have to gradually march towards this path of self realization. Then only it will be possible for us to remember Krishna at the time of death. So Prabhupada is saying that it is not easy. Devotional life is not easily given. So he says, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanamam Mam Prapadyate Vasudevam Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. Surrendering to Vasudeva is not easy process, but still it takes many, 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 many lifetime. But by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Acharya, by the mercy of Acharya, we got the Bhakti Lata Beej. We got the seed of devotional life. I don't know. We had not performed any punya karma to take up devotional life in this life. All this punya karma are given by Srila Prabhupada. Acharya gave us the mercy. So we have to utilize the mercy. We need to utilize the mercy and try to remember Krishna. So Prabhupada is again quoting so many verses from Bhagavatam. So many verses from Bhagavatam. So this was Prabhupada was saying that how we can throughout our life, how we can remember, how we can do devotional service. He says that we can do devotional service by the 9 process: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Vandanam, Archanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. These are the 9 important devotional services we can perform. Any one or two, three can we can perform all the 9, or we can perform only one and attain the destination. So Prabhupada also gives the exemplary hmm, devotees who attained perfection by taking up different process. So Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadev Goswami are the best example for Shravanam and Kirtanam. So Parikshit Maharaj, only by hearing, he attained perfection. Sukadev Goswami, by doing Kirtanam, by speaking about the Lord, Bhagavatam, he attained perfection. So by remembering, Prahlad Maharaj attained perfection. By doing Pada Sevanam, Lakshmi ji is always in perfection. And by doing the Archana, Prithu Maharaj got perfection. And by doing Vandanam, Kurura, Krishna's uncle, he attained perfection. So by doing menial services like like a servant, Hanumanji attained perfection. Becoming a friend, Arjuna, and surrendering everything. This is special, special, special. Bali Maharaj attained perfection. Surrendering to Krishna is very, 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 very important. So Prabhupada is saying you can select any one of the method, devotional service, and follow it. You will be very successful. But what happens? The materialist, they spend their most of the time what eating, maintaining the body in the daytime, and then the night time sex indulgence. So Parikshit Maharaj from the beginning he is asking what is the best method to attain Krishna. Tasmad Bharat Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavya Kirtidavyascha Smartavya Chechato Bayam. So what we have to do? So for that, Sukadeva Goswami is saying that we should chant and we should hear, we should remember. These three are very important, and all these three are in chanting the holy name. See, we chant, we hear, and we remember chanting. When we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When we do this, all these three processes are there. All these three, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam is there. But generally, when we are away from the general populace, what is the general populace is doing? What Bhagavatam says about the general people who don't take up the devotional service, how do they behave? Nidraya, Riyate, Nattam, Vivahena Chaba, Vayaha, Diva Charteva, Haya Rajan, Kudumba Baranenana, Kudumba Baranena Va. This is in Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 1st chapter, 3rd verse. The lifetime of such an envious householder is passed at night either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime either in making money or maintaining the family members. So Bhagavatam is criticizing those who are not taking up devotional service as wasting their time. The daytime in money making, in the night time in sex indulgence. So they are wasting their valuable human life. See, we need to maintain our body, but that is not all in all. General people are doing like that. But we devotees, we should do more and more devotional service so that Ante Narayana Smriti is possible. You might have done anything in this world. Etavan Shankya Yogabhyam Swadharma Parinishtaya Janmalabha Parapumsam Ante Narayana Smriti. See, you may do so many things in your life, but you should make your life in such a way that at the time of death you remember Ante Narayana Smriti. That should be our goal. That should be our goal. Okay, whatever happened is happened. We might have taken the devotional service at the age of 50, no problem. Okay, I didn't come across with devotees or devotional service until the age of 50, no problem. But hereafter you start. Don't waste a minute. Whatever is gone is gone. So now we should be determined that this very lifetime, whether I'm a woman or man or I'm an American or European or whatever you may be, but we are given the human form of birth that we have to utilize in going back home, back to Godhead, to stop this cycle of suffering. We can say cycle of suffering: birth, death, disease, and old age. So intelligently we should think why this is repeated. Why I am not happy? Why I am not happy in any activity in this material world? Anything has a limit, anything has a beginning and end, and it is ending in suffering only. Why? Because this is designed in that way. So we devotees use our time, use our life, best use of bad bargain. Where whatever may be given to us, we should be tolerant. We should be tolerant. We should adjust, and our aim should be when I will reach spiritual world. That's all. That's all. So that's why these prayers are given to us. See how a devotee is praying. He is praying to the Lord. Lord, please help me. There are some the Tamil devotees can release. There are some special prayers that some Alvars they pray that at the time of death we may not be able to think of you. So now only I'm chanting and glorifying you. There is one Tamil uh, pasuram which I teach all the Tamil devotees. But no problem for our all the devotees. We have Kulasekara Alvar's prayer, Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pangaja Pancharantram, Adyevame Vishatu Manasa Rajahamsaha, Prana Prayana Samaye, Kafavada Pitta, Gandho Varodana, Vitasmaranam Kutaste. Kulasekara Alvar in Mugundamala Stotram is praying that, O Lord, at the time of death, Kapha Vada Pitta may come and capture my throat, so I may not be able to glorify you, chant your holy name. But now I am healed and healthy, so let my swan of my mind take shelter of your lotus feet. Like a swan, if you see the swan, it winds itself in the lotus stem. So similarly, let my mind take shelter of your lotus feet now itself. This is the wonderful prayer which Srila Prabhupada always in always quoted, and he was always singing also when he was alone. Prabhupada used to sing this verse very nicely. So he quoted in many places that, you know. So our goal should be Ante Narayana Smriti. Okay. If you have any doubts or comments, please share. Hare Krishna. Everyone is determined to be Ante Narayana Smriti.
Mataji, this in this shloka, the devotee seems to be saying, "Oh Lord, please remember what all I have done for you." That seems a slightly strange prayer as compared to what our acharyas have taught us. So, how should we understand this?
Yeah, Prabhupada is also writing like that, you know. There is no need to pray like this. But, you know, each and every devotee has their different moods. They have different mood. It's not like uh, he is not believing, but, you know, he is requesting. We can say that he is requesting. Please, somehow sometimes we beg, you know, when we were in college time, we go to the teacher, and, you know, academically we might not have performed nicely, but, you know, throughout the year you might have performed nicely, nice attendance, nice behavior. So you can go to the teacher and say, you know, oh teacher, please consider. So you have the rights to ask them, like, you know, see, I have done something, I'm not very good, but still I can ask you, like that, you know, we do in here. So he is asking, he's asking, he's begging his mercy, please. It's not that he has no faith, but still, this is a bhava, we can say that the devotee is requesting the Lord. He is not ordering. Om Kritosmara means begging. He's begging, please take some consideration. Mostly the mood should not be like that. Mostly the mood is yata tatava vitatato lampato mat prananatastu sayevana paraha. But here this is Ishopanishad as Upanishads. So the devotee is requesting the Lord, oh Lord. So we can request him. Lord definitely is merciful. He never forgets us. He never, we need not, we need not remind him. Like in the material world, we remind him, right? We remind him people to join class. We remind him people to chant. We remind people for many things. But Krishna need not to be reminded. He knows everything. But it is a bhava. We can say that it is a bhava of the devotee. Like different devotees, they pray differently. We come across with such different prayers in Bhagavatam and relish also. Like, one prayer I was definitely I was relishing. You see the faith the devotee is having in Krishna. This I told also in other classes. Prithu Maharaj, he was praying to the Lord. He's praying that, oh Lord, when myself and when I want to do your pada sevanam, service to your lotus feet, and similarly this pada sevanam is done by Lakshmi ji, right? So she may feel that I am a competitor to her service. So when she has some competition with me, then definitely I am very confident that you will favor me instead of Mother Lakshmi. So see this the mood of the devotee. Definitely Mother Lakshmi will encourage anyone to do devotional service. She may not, definitely there is no competition for her. Nobody can be to her level. Nobody can compete also, but still Prithu Maharaj had a strong faith that the Lord will definitely take his side. You understand? So similarly, this is a mood, Krishna himself is pushing them to recite these prayers, and these prayers are, bona fide prayers. So, our sampradaya mood is not like that. Definitely, we pray that, whatever you do is fine. You may throw me also. You may not visible to me for many lifetimes. That's also okay. But you remain my Lord always. That we see. But here the devotee is begging, please consider me. Please put me some grace mark. I have done something not very good. No, it's a bhava, we can say.
Okay, Mataji. Thank
That's why
you.
that devotee told us when he was teaching this verse, if you don't do anything, then how will you go and ask Lord? In your lifetime, you never did any service. Always, always towards comfortable life. Then how can you go to Krishna and ask this? So do something. He was preaching to us. Do something to the Lord. Then you can ask this to the Lord. This is not our Sampradaya mood, definitely. Our Sampradaya mood is given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that, whatever Krishna decides is final. Thy will be done, not mine. But it's not possible for everyone to come to that level. Yata tata va vitatato lampato. Vipatah shantutta shashvat tatra tatra jagat koro. Give me only suffering. That is not possible for we can be in this mood now. Please Krishna, please consider me, think about me, put some
Mataji, I was also thinking the same, Mataji. This prayer is a bit strange.
yeah.
How can we ask, please remember what I have done like that? Yeah, all of us are in the same mood. Yeah.
No, we can beg, Lord, please put some grace mark.
Yes, Mata. Yeah, yes, Mataji. But
But
yeah.
yeah, our
But yes, Mat. Even ordinary human means some service if I am doing to you, Mataji, I come and beg you also. Then also, yeah, it's a different mood, Mataji. Right, Mataji? You remember what I have done, so please give me this like that.
when we are see, we are normal. This is possible. This mood is possible.
Yes, Mataji.
This mood is possible, like, when we are very determined to get out of material world. This is this level, like, we want to promote
Yes,
our
Mataji.
spiritual world.
Yeah,
Then we
Mataji.
can ask for grace mark and, promote us, put some concession or some. So I also did something, please. Krishna definitely will
Consider. Yeah.
value.
Yes,
It's not
Mataji.
that, it's a mood. Only simply a mood
Yeah.
of devotee. Krishna will definitely do more than what we have done. You might have done without your knowledge, by hook or crook. You might have visited some holy place by hook or crook, served some devotees. Like we chanted without like Ajamil. He chanted without proper understanding. Without calling Krishna, he called Krishna. Still, he will help. That is his standard. Krishna will definitely. We need not pray like this, but still, this is for our satisfaction. One example for this, in Govardhan Leela, Krishna was holding Govardhan in his little left hand, little finger. So the Gopas and other men, they were thinking he's small boy and he's small, and how he can hold. So we all will bring our sticks. See, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is holding the whole big mountain, Govardhan. But the Gopas, they were bringing their stick. When they herd the cows, they have stick in their hand. They are coming and holding the Govardhan with that stick, thinking that they are also helping Krishna. So this is a mood of devotees. Yeah, in that mood, they sometimes speak like this. Rasa, we can say rasa. Demanding rasa, maybe this is asking Krishna, see, I have done something, please put some concession on me. So similarly, like Vrajavasis are the topmost devotees, but still it is not that they don't have faith on Krishna, but they have some feeling for Krishna, how Krishna can do. So we will also help him by holding the sticks. Is it possible to hold a Govardhan using a stick? It's again rasa. Okay. Any other doubts? So we can also chant these prayers. I was chanting whenever I remember the Ishopanishad. I chant these prayers. These are all very nice prayers, like glorification and asking the Lord to remove the effulgence. The last one is also prayer. Very, very important prayer. Agnenaya Subhadaraya Asman. This they chant during the funerals also. Vayuranilam Amritam also is chanted during the funerals. Yeah. This also, some devotees told me that because we women are not allowed in funerals, but here in Mayapur they allow. So in that the pujaris, they were reciting these two prayers, Vayuranilam Amritam Adedam Bashmantam Shariram, when they lit fire, and also Agnenaya, next verse. Next verse is also like that. So it's a request from the devotee side. Okay. So we will see you next week. If you have any doubts, you can ask, or we will end the class. Vanchakalpadarubhasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.